Hello everyone. Today I'll analyze the case of the Addax, a critically endangered antelope of the Northwest Africa through the lens of environment, ethics, and the Endangered Species Act. So let's see the overview. The Addax, also known as the white antelope, once roamed widely across the Sahara Desert in the Northwest Africa. Today, it is critically endangered, remaining in the wild, mainly in Niger and Chad. Reintroduction efforts are underway in places like Morocco. The primary threats are uncontrolled hunting and habitat destruction due to oil development, livestock grazing, and expanding agriculture amid desertification. I chose this case because it represents real-world conservation challenges in arid North African ecosystems and highlights global responsibilities for biodiversity. So, scientifically, the Addax is perfectly adapted to the desert life, but it needs vast and distributed areas to survive. Habitat fragmentation and competition with livestock have drastically reduced its range. Population models indicate high extinction risk due to small numbers and slow reproduction. These facts are crucial for ethical decision making because they demonstrate that human activities are directly causing preventable harm to both individual animals and the species as a whole. The Endangered Species Act of 1973 applies to the Addax as a foreign listed species. It restricts trade involving the United States and encourages international conservation efforts. Similar to its domestic application, the ESA emphasizes scientific criteria for protection such as habitat status, which directly shapes ethical priorities by placing species survival above short-term economic gains. The ESA strengths include setting science-driven standards that support projects like Addax reintroductions and banning harmful trade. However, limitations are clear in a national context. Enforcement depends on local governments. Powerful economic interests like oil exploration can override protections, and rural communities may face livelihood challenges. These factors force us to weigh ethical trade-offs carefully. So, applying utilitarianism, as discussed by Peter Singer, we consider the interests of all affected parties equally. The suffering of Addax from habitat loss must be weighed against economic gains for local people from oil or grazing. This framework often favors compromise solutions that maximize overall welfare. In contrast, Tom Regan's animal rights views sees the Addax as subjects of a life with inherent moral value. Destroying their habitat treats them merely as resources, which is inherently wrong. This leads to a stronger call for protection even when it conflicts with human economic interests. These frameworks can lead to different conclusions. Utilitarianism may accept compromises, while rights theory demands stronger safeguards. After weighing them alongside course readings on extinction ethics, I prioritize preventing irreversible species loss while addressing human needs through equitable solutions. While humans possess extensive moral rights, non-human animals like the Addax deserve significant moral standing because they are sentient and have interests. Ethical theories and the ESA framework recognize that preventing anthropogenic extinctions is a moral duty. So, I recommend strengthening habitat protection, continuing reintroduction programs, and involving local communities through sustainable livelihoods. This is justified by strong scientific evidence of decline, the moral wrongness of human-caused extinction, and successful precedents like oryx reintroductions. Alternatives like doing nothing risk irreversible extinction. While purely economic approaches ignore ethical duties outlined in the literature, community inclusive conservation offers the most defensible solution. Thank you. So these are the assigned course readings and some additional source listed here. I'm happy to answer all of the questions. Thank you so much.